in the sack. It's time for a back sack and crack.
Is that an actual thing? Like,
I don't know.
if I Googled that, what would happen to my private FBI agent who just monitors my phone?
Noun, informal, cosmetic depilation of the back, scrotum, and the area between the buttocks. Back, sack, and crack.
Or so I'm getting lost in these big words. What does it mean?
Scrotum.
Yes, I'm familiar with that terminology.
Back, so it's just describing your back, ball sack, and butt and ass.
Like your taint?
There's something called the back sack and crack wax, where you wax your back sack and crack. Yeah, the removal of hair from the back, nut sack, and between the ass cheeks.
Wait, so that guy was essentially asking to get waxed?
Yeah, it's time for my back sack and crack.
Alright, we've learned it here. I hope somebody someday does watch this stream, just so that they get to learn what a back sack and crack is.
It's informational. It's informative.
Yeah, they basically play us in high schools, dude. This is education at its finest. Yeah. Let's jump back into the game.
The Stanley the sequel is now paused. I just noticed that.
The what?
The sequel is now paused.
Yeah. Yeah, they really even revamped the menu.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, like, maybe I forgot it's someone's niece's or step-niece's 12th birthday.
Yeah.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
Where's the bucket?
I saw you pass it.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Oh shit, dude.
Stanley
the bucket.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Wait.
And entered the
what if you go to the no buckets beyond this point door now that you have a bucket?
That was down the left, no, the right path,
it was
down the corridor.
It was the blue and red door, right?
To the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket
like when you on the elevator.
That the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Oh, now that's the buckets that's leading me.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yeah, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because...
I don't know how I remember that sign. I think probably because you pointed it out.
This obvious fact. He was firmly convinced
when
that
you
the bucket had...
But the bucket wants me to ride all the way to the top, which is not where I'm thinking it was. So the bucket's telling me to do something else that I'm not sure about.
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
What happens when the bucket tells us to do it?
Huh.
Is the bucket my wife?
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Does the bucket change everything you've already done?
Possibly. There's a painting of a bucket.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Do you like jazz?
I do. It's a cool poster.
I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
That's all I need.
Does it necessarily have to be a liquid narrator? Or Kevin?
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket. This
Maybe you
sort
should
of
take a bucket to
shiny
work every day,
bucket.
Perry.
Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
It's a nice bucket.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
Oh my God, that shadow!
I feel some need to point out the ways in which
really
it's
got me, dude.
so much more
Got
than
my
just
boy.
a regular bucket. No, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had one, this would be less confusing. Yes.
What in the hell?
What to do in this
Dude,
troublesome situation?
I don't give a shit who you are. This Jazz Nights poster is legit.
Oh yeah, with the bucket too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the bucket done thought of everything, though. A candle, some water for when we get dehydrated.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
No, I was gonna give it to the bucket. Did Kevin steal my fuck bucket?
I hope not.
I mean, let's face it, a bucket's probably not the worst thing that's been fucked. Did the guy kill me and steal my bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket
to the red and blue doors.
This was not the correct way
Ah,
to the
yes,
meeting room,
that was the...
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply
text
the place
message?
to be.
I didn't realize the bucket would have such a large
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
impact.
Right.
Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes,
I didn't
perhaps
expect it
truly
either.
was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Dude, collectibles.
Oh my god. I forgot about those. And they're in the game now?
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic...
Is that
pleasure
just
of
Inspector
a job
Gadget
well
in the
done.
background?
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each
Oh my
and
God.
every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
What?
I think you were right about Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, it just looked like Inspector Gadget, dude.
What's in the vent?
I have to find out, because that's just the only way back. Huh. Okay, bucket.
The fuck?
Narrator dialogue?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so
Why am I getting chills?
differently when this bucket
This is just,
in
yeah.
my arms. Why everything feels so. What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This
And I had a night with it
is
almost.
my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there? Camporata.
What?
I don't like it.
What's going on with this bucket, man? What is the deep lore on the bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There is a meeting today.
Figurine finders.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley
We've still not went in the door we meant to.
The meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge.
Oh, I mean, we had to get that collectible.
Yeah, I didn't expect the collectible to lead me to a whole ending.
Better than the no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley
We might
did
have to
not
do some
question
runs
why
without
or
the
how
bucket,
this
just to do
was
the other
fitted.
stuff we hadn't tried
It
yet
should have alarmed
first.
him, of course, because
Yeah.
Without the bucket.
Yeah,
See,
I'm not
Not
taking
to
the
think
bucket with
about
me
this
when we
obvious
finally go
fact.
down the other
He was
path.
firmly convinced that
Okay.
the bucket had spoken to him.
Because I just thought of
and
that.
he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Bucket's not said anything yet.
It seems like the bucket like changes everything.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless...
Yeah.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
So it just opens up another doorway.
It's crazy.
What happens if you pull the cord on the bucket?
I have no idea.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right?
Dude,
This
I
should tell
love
us everything
this
we'll ever
room.
need to know about
Yeah.
what is or is not.
It's probably
a
like
bucket.
a sleazy
Okay,
nightclub,
let's begin.
but
Item 1. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Damn, you got debated.
Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Wait, wouldn't never mind.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Wouldn't this still be a bucket though?
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
This is hard.
Item 4. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket.
What?
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What?
How can it be
I can't
both?
find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Well, in a world full of nothing, something has to hold everything. And the nothing that holds everything would be a container that does the same job as a bucket. So therefore nothing is a bucket.
Whoa. Checks out, man.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket?
Exactly.
Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now
You're the one showing me pictures of buckets and saying it's not a bucket.
What a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley,
Yes.
I can't keep doing this. I'm losing
You are a
myself,
bucket.
and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
Yes! I told you! I told you!
Bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could...
Oh my God.
I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
Phone's ringing again.
So, tell you
Everything
what,
is a
I'll
bucket.
reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
Should I go back and try to answer all the questions correctly?
I don't know if it'd make much of a difference.
I don't either.
You can.
All of his co-workers were gone.
That's crazy. Everything is a
Stanley
bucket.
decided to go
I
to
see
the
the
meeting
world
room.
so much differently
Perhaps he had
now.
simply missed a
Dude,
moment.
I know. I was just kind of taking the piss out of it when I did that spiel. But then the game says, okay, fine, let's go with it. You stay here this time. I'm going left.
When Stanley came to a set of two
You know,
open
I bet
doors,
there's,
he entered the door on his left.
I wonder what would happen if you stuck in the broom closet longer.
I don't even know where the broom closet is anymore.
I think it's left, right? Keep going forward through the left door. Because, like, you kind of walked out, but knowing what we know now, I bet he'd say something more if you stayed in there. Oh my god.
There will be a reward. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Lies! Who are you? BBB, right? LOL. Or is it 666? It's probably 666. BBBBB.
This is weird. This is really creepy.
Trust the completionist instinct. Weird spinning figures. Idea. What do they do? Or death? Stock options? Money? Should we make them employees? Interns? Yes, maybe. There's no up there. Why do they look like 427? Why floating? Magic? Dreams? Training exercise by magnets? Training exercise by management? Or quarterly success? What?
So that list was like where they are, right? And it had crossed out the ones you'd already gotten.
That's right. So one is going to be in the bathroom. A private but smelly place for an important person. One's supposed to be near a fireplace. The only thing I know that's got a fireplace is the boss's office. A summer's both red and blue, which means there should be one back on the other side, maybe. And stairs, something to do with stairs.
With the red and blue door.
Yeah. Maybe we are the collectibles.
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I could bring the bucket in here.
Come on, man. We love the broom closet.
I'm not seeing anything else in there.
Yeah.
Stairs.
Coming to a staircase,
You should definitely try to
Stanley
bring
walks
this
upstairs
bucket.
to his boss's office.
I've never been down the stairs. But we know there's some up the stairs, so we'll grab those first.
Fair. Definitely one in that bathroom.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
A Stanlerine from the latrine.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk. pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between
Shit, dude, you found two.
and
Yeah.
Fiddlers. What do you think, Stanley?
Near the fireplace,
What
my
name
dude.
better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Woo!
Woo! We cooking with gas now, Boyle.
Oh yeah, Stanley
So
Parable
there's
2
two more
is lit.
Stanleys. One has something to do with stairs, which
And the other's
could
probably
be a
near
reference
the
to
moon.
either the stairs you jump off of or the stairs to get, like, going down the stairs.
And one's probably near the blue and red door.
Yeah.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Because that way's a whole mind trip that I'm not ready for again.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed
Yeah,
with...
Oh shit, dude, I'm in Cerebro.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, here we go.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And
Okay, it's getting a little matrixy now.
eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Probably.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't.
Oh no, one of
accept
them
it.
got fired.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Numbered buttons.
Yeah, I'm gonna try doing them in order. Where is 4? It's up there. How would one get up? Get up there? Oh well.
Maybe they're just for fun.
In a game like this, no.
But at the same time,
Because there's a button like number 4 up there.
Quite possibly.
Maybe the bucket would tell me the answers.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I'm scared.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Okay, I'm scared. So let me just process what I'm looking at here.
Are you scared?
Well, I mean,
It's freedom. You okay?
Shane sent me some weird reference thing that I have no idea what's going on with.
Do 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 do.
I'm sorry this is taking so long. This is
No,
just
you're good.
so. I've never been a reference, and I don't like how this system is set up at all. They send you a
Oh.
text message, and then you have to say yes or no that you know that person, and they don't seem to have a full list of
That's weird.
how everything's set up. Yeah. Now they're wanting me to answer like a bajillion questions, rating him on like a scale of 1 to 5. It's so weird. $30 fucking questions, dude.
Jesus.
I didn't even know what the thing was for at the very end.
Right.
At the very end, they asked me if I wanted a job. Like, what? Okay, back to Stanley and this variable, dude.
Yeah, man. I think you're home free now.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Aw, a good ending.
Oh, we finally got a trophy, fam!
Hey! What was it called?
2 of them.
What were they called?
I don't know. One of them was just your first trophy, and the other one... So I guess we got, like, the good ending and got an ending.
Wait, you got a trophy for getting a trophy?
That's how it seems. You could probably do, like, one of those trophy compare things and see what it says, but...
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
I'm
he
not gonna
do?
do that right now, because that's
Stanley
up to the
decided
video.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Should I take the bucket with me?
What are you gonna try to do?
I don't know. Let's go down the stairs.
Then yeah, don't take the bucket with you then. If you're gonna do something
When Stanley came
new,
to a
I would
set of
recommend
2
not
open
taking the
doors,
bucket,
he entered the
since it
door
seems
on
to
his
change
left.
everything.
Because let's look at the 2 dolls we got left. Stairs and somewhere both red and blue. Dude, he is not having it anymore.
No, the room
Coming to a
closet.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon,
The
you'll
Figure
collect
and
the last
Marines.
one, and then the first number
Hey.
will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
What if we could?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And
Damn.
then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these
Oh my
rooms were
God.
starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
Oh god, this is too relatable.
Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Fuck.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and
The
walked
Mariella
towards
Parable.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had
Oh,
stumbled
hey, it's the
through town
picture
talking and
that was
screaming
in
to
the,
himself, and
Yeah.
then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Fucking dipped on me, dude.
That's rude as fuck.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is the red blue door one.
Alright.
When Stanley came to a set of
The
two
last
open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Right,
well.
Stanley
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
figurine.
employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
It was okay.
I've actually never went in that door either.
Stanley was so bad at
Yeah.
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust
I guess you should go for the red door ending since that's the shorter version
of
these endings.
nothing but you all this
Yes.
time.
We could go blue once or twice and then go red.
Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really?
I mean, it
I
would
was
make
in the
much of a
middle of something.
difference.
Do you have
Well,
zero
we know.
consideration for others? Are you that convinced that
I
I want
doubt
something
it.
bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just
Stiggly Wiggly.
Where so many people expect to be
I love all the
rewarded for
names.
Yeah, that's the
trivial
best one.
achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead
yeah.
I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Right.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red
So no
door.
trophy?
No.
Nice.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
Absolutely
The problem
no
is all these
reward.
choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running.
Glad they
just the
stick
way
to
you're
their
doing
guns
right
on
now.
that.
Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
I pulled the old-fashioned
We
Perry
would
and
both
ripped my
be
mic
so much
out with my
happier if we
old beer
just
gut.
stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for?
Oh no, this is the one where I have to kill myself.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here... No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley. No! Oh, no. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me.
It's
I
just
can't go back to what I
speedrunning
was
this
before.
suicide.
If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Suicide's badass.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
We've already done this once before. You know that's not how it works, Kevin.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
No, we're buds,
Looks
man.
like you
What are
wanted
we
to make
talking
a
about?
choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Okay.
Alright, so it's on the docket now.
We could take the bucket and do
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things.
Could
It's
unplug
just- It's those figurines.
Unplug the phone with the bucket, or
I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Okay.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he
guess-
Looney Tunes me up there, though.
Yeah, he did. You got Roadrunner.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Hey, wow, 7 out of 6.
And here was a second Stanley. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
We're gonna have 12 out of 6.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember? Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them.
That's right.
I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Why do I feel like that's not the case?
Yeah, I feel like...
Let's see, what came next?
It's like, I don't remember the third time I
We found a
masturbated,
figure in
for
this pink
instance.
room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember
What the-
being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Huh.
Figures this game fucking do this shit to me.
It's a nice room, though. I like it.
Yeah.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was under the stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
What's down there exactly, dude?
It's just me and you, dude.
this PowerPoint. Thanks for watching. It's all the narrator. Best boy, the narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video.
Oh my
but it was
God.
8 minutes I wouldn't
He
have
actually
spent on
put Best
anything
Boy
else.
in the credits. Amazing.
Right?
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
Yeah.
Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Fuck yeah, 12 out of 6. You are in the present.
There was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Wow.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels. Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines
18 out of 6, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Clear in my mind.
This is like getting 100% completion multiple times in Spider-Man, dude.
Yeah.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video.
I love that video too.
Especially when it's sped up, dude. It's going
Still don't
breakneck
remember the
speed.
big room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Yeah, he has the same comments as you, dude.
Good room though, a solid room.
These
Yeah.
really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
I mean, this is kind of almost a reward though for collecting all of them, isn't it?
I mean...
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we
This room is so
in the
creepy.
exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines.
Yeah.
I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this? Look, it's the terrible new content that we were
Jump circle?
originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
True.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Wow, okay.
Right. I think we're end this stream here, and we'll pick it up in another few and see what's next. I feel like we've seen a bunch of the content though, even though I'm sure there's a shit ton more.
Sure, there's plenty more. Yeah, there's plenty we haven't done.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and cut off here and talk to y'all in a few.